Alright, how's everyone doing? This is a game called Rolling Star. My name is Zoe Sky, and I'm going to be doing an any percent speedrun of this game. So this is a Metroidvania that is kind of set near Earth on a space station, just about, well, in space I guess. We'll see how that comes into effect in practice as we get into the run. So I guess let's just get going and now start explaining stuff. So let's go ahead and delete my save file here and then begin. So time will begin in 3, 2, 1, go. So as I mentioned, this is a Metroidvania game. If you're not familiar with Metroidvanias, the way that these typically work is you have a kind of sprawling map with various places you can go. As you can see, this room has an exit to the top and next to the right. Right now we can't get to the top exit, so if we were coming back here later, which we're not, we could get an ability that lets us get there later. So typically Metroidvanias work like this, where you've got abilities and certain things that you get that effectively lock off certain areas until later, and so there's kind of a lot of, well, potentially a lot of backtracking that happens in these kinds of games. There's not too much of a way of backtracking with this game. There's a little bit, but due to the routing, there's not too much of that. But yeah, we've got our first ability here. It's not really one that affects much. This is the sprint ability, so it just lets us move faster when we are holding direction for a certain amount of time. So we're going to, for the meantime anyway, we're going to try and basically maintain our speed as much as we can here. Just in kind of one direction. So yeah, the main character in this game is called Lori, and we're going to meet a couple of other NPCs. I honestly forget their names right now because it's been a while since I played it casually, but there's one main one that we'll be interacting with. Not just yet, but at save points that we get to in a little bit. So you notice at the top of the screen, I'll explain this right now, once the thing disappears. So at the top of the screen we've got levels, as you can see, so we've got level 1 right now, and the kind of pips around that are our experience towards level 2. So as we get levels up, we unlock, well, you see the blue thing on the right. Right now it says 0. That will increase to 1 once we level up, and that will let us spend a skill point. So we can spend that in the skill tree. This is our next ability, the frag grenade, and you can see this allows us to throw and basically do damage to a bunch of enemies in a radius. It comes in very handy for various reasons that I will be explaining a bit later on, for things that are not relevant just yet in the run. But you can see that we've got another frag grenade just to lob it at the enemy, and does a bit of extra damage that just saves us having to stop for the regular weapons fire that we've got. So now's probably a good chance actually to explain how the weapon works. So you can see that we fire about 3 shots, I think it is 3 shots right now, with our main weapon. So you'll notice me jumping a lot whenever I'm firing. This is because you have kind of like a natural gap that you have to wait every time you do your burst shot. So I'll be jumping to do a cancel of that gap, basically animation cancel. It lets me immediately fire again, so I can effectively more or less do a burst shot of up to like 6 at once if I time it right. So we'll be doing this to try and do a lot more damage to enemies and bosses coming up, as you'll see. But yeah, this this NPC here is called. That is a good question actually. They've got a name, I promise. Debbie, I think it's Debbie. But yeah, Debbie is probably one of the most important NPCs, aside from the ability to save, obviously. But Debbie allows us to upgrade our attack, our grenade damage, and also our defense as well. So you notice that we've got coins at the top, and we can spend the coins exclusively on kind of those upgrades. That's fine. So yeah, kind of getting into these rooms. We're going to get a level up soon, by the way. You can notice that we're almost at the next level. So we're going to get through this room, and the final enemy in this room will give us a level up. The level up routing is somewhat precise, especially at the start of the run here. And there we go. And we're going to put this into, I forget what the ability is called. We're going to put it into that one, which basically gives us a higher crit rate and also higher crit damage when we do crit. So occasionally you'll notice that there's like a critical marker that comes up in the damage, as you saw there actually. So this just does a bit extra damage, or a lot extra damage depending on how many upgrades we've got there. And so we're going to want to get that as high as possible by the end of the run, as it does quite a bit more at kind of maximum level. There's also a few other kind of skills that are very important for us, especially coming up kind of towards the kind of end of the early game, I guess, is what I would call it. But I'll talk about that in a little bit. Until then, there's not too much going on, so now is a great time if you are in a kind of marathon setting, but let's not get hit again, or else we'll die. I'm just going to wait a bit. Yeah, that's good. Don't want to die. But yeah, now's a great time, honestly, for like extra announcements, donations, that kind of thing, if we are in a marathon setting. I think we've got a save point coming up here. Yeah, we do. Good. So we're going to quickly upgrade to like maximum that we can for now for our attack. Ooh. For our attack and our mat, which I forget what mat stands for, material, I guess. But yeah, that basically is our grenade damage, more or less. And we've got our first boss here. This boss is fairly easy, but we are going to try and do it as fast as we can, so that we skip the first cycle, which is like a big giant laser that kind of holds us up from doing any more damage during that time. So it's a bit of a time sink, so we're going to try and do as much damage as we can as quickly as possible here. So it is a bit dangerous. Each hit that we take will do about 8 damage to us. Well, it will do 8 damage exactly, in fact. But that should be good. Yeah, there we go. Cool. And now we're going to get our first movement ability that actually gives us access to new things. And this will be the jetpack. So this is a double jump that allows us to, well, basically just jump again in midair. And you'll see this come into play quite quickly shortly here. So we're going to use this to get up here. These shafts with the air in them, as you can see, just allow us to kind of use abilities for free, more or less. It's basically just an airflow that goes up, so you need a jetpack to really navigate these, but yeah, they are quite useful at times. And we're going to use these to get back all the way back up to the beginning of this area again. One thing to mention is that every time you kill an enemy, and this is very important for parts of the game, every time you kill an enemy, you effectively get your cooldowns back. So, hang on, we can move here, that should be good, yeah. So, yeah, killing an enemy will give you the double jump back, it will give you back some other things as well that we'll see in a little bit. But it becomes very useful because, like, as you see, we can jump again there. Not really making much use of it yet, but we will be making use of it in a bit. Let me get rid of the enemies first, there we go. And yeah, using a grenade as well also refreshes our cooldowns, which is very important for similar reasons. So there's kind of a lot of airtime that you can get, and a lot of the upgrades in this game are very synergistic. So one of the upgrades in particular, for example, the more airtime you have, the higher your crit rate becomes. So there's kind of a lot around crit rate in this game. There's quite a few kind of aspects to the upgrades that are very kind of synergize with each other, kind of like that. So it's a very cool game in the combat and kind of how it works. Again, it's fairly simplistic in that the rooms are basically like these enemies, more or less. They get kind of more complex, but largely speaking, this is the gameplay flow. I don't have a grenade yet, that's fine. I kind of expected to have it at that point, but it's fine. Nope, come back, thank you. Alright, I also love the spring sound of this game. I'm gonna heal just in case. I don't want to go in with that much health. That's good. And yeah, you can see them making use very much for these boxes of the kind of the kind of double jump thing, like shooting and then jumping and then shooting again, just to get a bit more damage in that one burst. Grenade should come back in a second. Thank you. But yeah, we're kind of coming up on the, I think, the halfway point of this zone. In just a moment here. We should get level 4 shortly. And we'll be getting a bit more crit damage when we do, and crit rate. Oops. But yeah, here's our save point. But typically you get these, we'll do that. Go to defense actually, just in case. And we'll go into crit rate. But yeah, typically you get like a halfway point in between each kind of zone, as you saw there, and you've got a save point, so you can kind of upgrade those a bit. You also noticed me, in that room especially, we used the kind of double jetpack thing, using the grenade to refresh our cooldown. It becomes very useful in that kind of situation. I think we use it a couple of times in the run, but not too often. We get better movement abilities basically later on that kind of more or less make that kind of negligible and not that useful, to be honest. But we'll talk about it in a bit after this zone. Whoops. There we go. Okay. Not the best room there, but it's fine. Yeah, the boss at the end of this is going to be not too difficult, but we are going to want to try and manage our upgrades here because there's a big skip coming up, basically. That at the end of Zone 2, which is what we are in now, we're going to be entering what's called Sector A, which is like the main kind of area that people kind of habitation sector, I guess, is what it's meant to be. So there's people who live there. It's a safe area that's got like various things. It's got the crafting station that we can craft stuff with. Now we're going to craft one thing in particular that's going to be useful, and then we're actually going to make our way to Sector B. So I'll explain this shortly once we get a bit closer there, but bear in mind that kind of between Sector A and Sector B, there's this bridge that is meant to be there, and it's completely collapsed, so we have to make our way through space. And so we're going to be crafting an oxygen kit to be able to do this. But there's a bit more nuance to it than just what I mentioned, that we will find out. But for now, here is Death Machine X. The X part, I guess, is because, you know, with killing him, he's no longer Death Machine. These big fireballs are ones we need to watch out for. They can knock us around into the spikes. But generally speaking, there's not too much going on here. We're going to just try and do as much damage as we can fast. He's almost dead. More of us should do it? Yeah, there we go. Alright. So we're going to put this point into rapid cooling, which is that upgrade we just picked there. Now rapid cooling, now this is very important. So as I mentioned, whenever you use a grenade, your cooldowns refresh, so you get your jump back. The next ability we're about to get, actually, the upgrade, is going to be called the Thruster, and this actually gives us a dash ability. So this works similarly to kind of other dash abilities in Metroidvanias. You'll see me instantly making use of this to move very quickly through the game. So as you can see right here, get these boxes as well. So yeah, this allows us to move very quickly through various areas of the game. We're going to be using this pretty kind of consistently throughout the rest of the game now. But this is interesting because, first of all, we can jump, then we can double jump with jetpack, and then we can do a dash into another jump. If you jump at the end of a dash, it gives you an extra jump. So we've actually got effectively 3 dashes here. Now, this is interesting for several reasons. So let's grab this, and let's make the O2 kit. We're actually going to make something else called the O2 Plus as well. And this is what we're going to equip. This gives us a bit more oxygen, so like it's effectively the O2 kit allows us to breathe a bit in space, just for a while, because otherwise we would pretty quickly die. But the O2 Plus also makes it so that any enemies we kill in space, because there are some enemies in space, in various rooms, give us a tiny bit of oxygen back. Like, when I say tiny, I mean not very much at all. It's like a tiny bit. But yeah, this is the broken bridge. We're going to make our way down to the intended path for now, because there is an upgrade that we needed to get down here in this next zone. But we're going to do a death warp. So we're going to skip the save point coming up here in just a moment. Which is, I believe, the next room after this. Going to completely skip the two of them, and we're actually just going to keep on going because we're going to death warp back to Sector A in a moment once we get the upgrade. But yeah, there's a lot of setup for this skip coming up here. The way it works is that we are going to basically use every tool at our disposal to get as much distance and for as long as we can. Like as much distance, as much oxygen as we can, and basically just make our way across, I kid you not, across 13 screens in space. Like, yeah, it's not going to be easy, but we're going to do our best to do this without dying. In the meantime, we are going to spend a bit of time farming some levels in this area before we do actually do the death warp. I need to manage that a bit. There we go. Alright, so the next room here, we've actually got a big enemy. We're going to spend quite a bit of time just farming extra levels here. So this is going to give us quite a bit of experience. These things give you lots of experience, by the way. Whoops. We're actually going to put that into rapid cooling now. So I really want to get to about level 8 here, ideally. So there's a bit of farming involved. But this still ends up being faster than actually doing the whole zone, to be clear. So it is very worth doing. Oops. There we go. Actually, I think it's not level 8, it's just level 7 that we need. Yeah. We're going to get to about a third of the way to level 8, basically. And then we should be good. So probably one more kill should do it, to be honest. Yeah, that should be good. We can do some intentional damage here just while we get through these enemies. Nope, that's not the right direction, but that's fine. I don't want to get any more damage right now because our health is kind of low already. So we should be in prime position to actually take the death warp in a moment here. Good. Alright, we're going to get an ability here called Rat. That's R-A-T. We're going to miss it completely. So we got it, but we don't actually have it yet. We're going to have to keep going. We don't actually have the ability yet. This is just kind of flavor, I guess, but now we should have the ability once it actually transforms us. This is going to let us transform into this cute little mouse. Funnily enough, because it's called Rat. But yeah, let's go ahead and take the death warp now. We do need this for later in the run, and it's best to get it now because it also gives us a chance to set up for the skip coming up here. So as I mentioned, there's a lot going on in the skip. We just can make sure the skip skills are right. They are, I think. Can get a bit more. Yeah, a bit more. Yeah. Want to make sure we've got enough defense to not take too much damage here. Alright, so we should be good here. This is a very scary skip, so I'm going to try this maybe like a couple of times. That's really not what I wanted to do there, take damage. But we should get level up anyway, so it's fine. Right, so this is kind of a halfway point of the screens, so we're actually going to spend a bit of time farming off these enemies here, and this will give us overlook in the interim. It's also the worst time for me to get an itchy nose, so just going to mention that. You know, no reason why. Oh goodness me. The game sped up there for some reason. Right. Oh. Right, we're gonna... yeah, that's an idea. We're gonna get our grenade back. I kind of missed my jump there, unfortunately. Grenade's almost back. Right, we should be good now, I think. Right. I think we should be good, ideally. We want to get our next grenade back here, so we're trying to buffer our way across. I'm gonna get that extra though. Whew, goodness me, okay. Yeah, that is a very close skip. As you can see, we've got 5 health left. But yeah, that is Centurion Skip. Yeah, that's not active. Just wanted to show that. Yeah, the water points. Now, because we've skipped a bit of a story, you can see there's a bunch of stuff here that is, well, that you can't see, to be clear. The entire area here, basically, the story is missing. And this is actually really funny. But basically, because we've skipped the story trigger, it doesn't really know where we are in the story right now. So it's at, oh, so yeah, we're basically at a point where the game doesn't really know what to, I guess, give us, so it's not giving us anything yet. So we're gonna have to restore that at some point in order to, excuse me, in order to do things. Let's get the XP. Trying to get a bit of XP here. We are required to kill all the enemies in this room, which is why I'm spending a bit of time doing this. But yeah, we don't want to die here, because dying here would mean that we have to do the skip all over again, which is really not ideally, especially when it's difficult. Difficult skip, as you saw there. But we do have a save point coming up in a little bit here anyway, which is good. Just going to spend a bit of time making sure not to die, basically. We've got an upgrade as well. I'm going to put that into shield. No, not into that. It's fine. I guess that works, I guess. Okay, I was hoping that would give me all... I'm just going to spend a bit of time getting the XP from these. Kind of need the XP, ideally. There we go. Oh, no. Okay, thank you. Level up's actually very welcome there. Now we're going to put the point into shield, I think. That should help a lot. Right, we're out of the danger zone now. We've got a save, which is great. So we're about halfway through this zone here. Still going to kill these big enemies because we do get a lot of XP. There we go. It really is just worth skipping these enemies in that kind of room if you don't have to deal with them. Also, yeah, this is our first instance of actually using the rat to do kind of required progression there. So that is the reason that we need the rat for these kinds of tight spaces. There might be a way to actually do it without that, I'm not sure. No, there's not. No, never mind. We can't get past this room. Yeah, okay. I was like, wait a minute, I'm theory crafting here, but no, not quite possible, I don't think, unfortunately. I'm sure there's some way, potentially. I'm going to pop up very briefly here, and then make our way through this path. There's a couple of hidden paths like this that just give you, not particularly too much, but just a bit of a boost in terms of like how much scrap you have and how much money you have as well. So we do want to get more scrap because, as I mentioned, there are some other upgrades that we want to get later on in the run. Thank you. It's that time. So we've got a bit of a mini boss here. It's not particularly tricky, to be honest. But yeah, try to dispatch it as fast as we can. There we go. Ooh! I won the XP, thank you. Alright, we've got our next save point coming up here. And then we're going to be fighting my favourite boss in the game. Yeah, that's fine. This is going to be Marathon Man. Now, there would definitely be some cutscenes here, to be clear, but thankfully, because we are still in a state of story no, or whatever you like to call it, story doesn't exist right now, we get to skip them all. So actually ends up saving time as a side effect of the massive skip as well, which is really funny to me. We're going to go into that form and immediately just like spam as much as we can here. Get rid of the head if we can, ideally. Yep, that's good. And then we're just going to use the that form to do a bit more range damage than we'll be able to do in normal form. Basically, as you can see, we're targeting the different bits of the body to just try and get rid of. Hopefully that gets me in one cycle. Yeah, there we go. Cool. Okay, good. Okay. This might even be 1.5 cycles. Not quite. There we go. Yeah, cool. That's pretty typical boss for me. For Marathon Man. That's pretty good. Now, we've got to do another skip here. Well, I would say it's not really a skip, it's more of a, this is the consequence of our actions at this point. Basically, we could not activate the warp point in Sector B, and we have to go back to Sector B, but nothing's active there, because the story is not active, so we actually have to make our way through space again, going back down to Sector B, and this is going to be another trek that could be dangerous here, but we'll try our best. So we're going to quickly go ahead and get our next ability here, which is the Alien Egg. And this allows us to just open up doors, but also it does a bit more damage as well. It shoots things, so it's pretty useful, basically. Gonna try and get rid of these boxes. These boxes are the final boss, actually. Gonna activate the warp point because we actually need to come back to that later. Now, we don't have the vehicle key yet, so we're just going to go straight down here and make our way into space. Get a bit of oxygen back when we can. Oh, thanks. That's great. I'm going to check where I am. I think this is just a position I was a bit here. It's not in the right place, really. Ow! Gonna get a bit of oxygen back, actually, just in case. I mean... I don't feel like dying, so I'd rather just... Honestly, that should be fine. Yeah, we're good, we're good. Just want to make sure there. I was kind of low on oxygen. But yeah, we're going to go quickly save here. Actually... Yeah, we are. just trying to decide what I'm doing here. But yeah, as you can see, this area is now active, which is great. I believe the story is now active as well. I might be wrong on that, but I think it is. Am I wrong? No. Yeah, as you can see, you've got cutscenes again. This is going to be hopefully by quite quickly, like this area, but there are quite a few enemies that we do want to try and kill to get some XP and not get hit. There's also a new kind of variety of enemy, which is these kind of, I guess, orbiting enemies. As well as these ones as well. This is just a new type of enemy entirely. So these are going to be quite dangerous. We're going to try our best to avoid them as much as we can. But they do give us a lot of XP. So we do want to try and at least kill some of them here. Okay, that's good. Gonna wait a second there. No! Please. Okay, good. It's dangerous. Yeah, one mechanic that you saw there that I used, I'm actually going to quickly upgrade my crit rate, I think. Forgot about that. Yeah, one mechanic that you saw me just using that previous room actually going in is when you dash, you get a small kind of window of iframes. Iframes are invisibility frames for those who are not aware, and this just allows you to survive for a little bit while you're in iframes. So yeah, we use that just to get through that room fast without needing to kill everything at once. There we go. Good. Gonna skip through this room entirely. Don't need that. Don't want that. Gonna save a grenade actually for this next enemy coming up here. That spring is a trap. If you get hit by that spring, or if you hit that spring before the enemy fires, then you're actually you're in a bit of trouble because you will get hit by its shots. We're gonna upgrade crit rate again actually. Good. 2 cycles good for that one. 1 cycle I believe is technically possible, but very difficult. Oh, very difficult. Yeah, I didn't want to get hit there. Thankfully we've got a save point right here. Right, I don't think we need that wall points actually. I think I used to use it but not anymore. We get a bit of XP from this room before we proceed. As you saw, we are at the halfway point of this zone. Ooh. It's okay. Yeah, those enemies can be kind of dangerous. A lot of stuff starts to do more damage here, so we want to be a bit more careful than we have been up until now, basically with the damage. There we go. Good. Whoops. Speaking of damage. That was good. I can just skip that. Actually, that's not needed at all. Nope. Gonna get a bit of scrap from here again, as well as money. These boxes always give you a bit of money, so it's always worth if you can getting a bit of that, especially if there's a few boxes there. And we've got our next boss coming up here. Yeah, we're gonna give ourselves some defense here, just to make sure we don't get hit too much. This boss can go wrong pretty quickly. We want to ideally avoid getting hit at the start here. The boss kind of peeks its way up 3 times here. We want to dodge all 3 because these do hit us, actually. There's a difference to other bosses where they don't hit you at the start, but this one can. And it does a fair bit of damage. This is... I forget the name. Genbu? Genbu, yeah. I'm not doing as much damage as I'm hoping to. There we go. Want to get rid of the eye as fast as we can here, please. It's taking too long. Just gonna do that, I think. This will take me a bit longer, but I want to be safe, so. Okay. I think we should be good now-ish. Can get hit. Okay, there we go. Go on this side. Now we're going to damage boost our way in. Gonna wait a second here intentionally because we want to get through the mandibles again. There we go. Just to be sure that we don't kind of take too much damage. That's basically a safety strat. As you can see, we actually did fine in terms of damage. But yeah, this boss can spiral out of control very quickly, to be honest. So that was a pretty good fight, honestly. I'll take that for sure. We are also going to be able to upgrade our burst amount as well. So we'll get 5 shots instead of 4. And we're going to go back on ourselves. This allows us to pilot the mech in space, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to go back on ourselves and just go where the game does not want us to go just yet. And this is going to skip some more story. So we're going to actually take a quick save point first and also get some more damage. We're going to go straight to where the game ultimately wants us to go, which is up here and fly up to the third and final kind of habitation sector, Sector C. But the game wants us to kind of learn how to use the mech first. So because of the way that this works, it's also kind of funny. This is also going to sequence break some of the, well, not sequence break, it's going to basically break some of the cutscenes and stuff. So Sector C related stuff is also going to be uninhabited. So it's all the way up this way. We're going to basically take a fairly kind of consistent route up this way-ish. Going to get hit by 2 asteroids here. Ideally no jellies, that's good. Right, there's going to be another 2 turrets in here, I believe. And then we get the scrap there and go pretty much straight up. And then adjust our location, or our direction a bit. And this should take us straight up to the next zone that is the kind of precursor to Sector C. This place is pretty difficult, and again, bear in mind we're not going to be able to use the save point because the save point is kind of required to be... wrong way. Bit too far there. But yeah, the save point is actually not going to be active, as you'll see. This is another story trigger, basically. So the halfway point will be active, thankfully, but also the warp point is not active. So we need to be very careful not to die. Dying here is fairly awful. I'm taking far too much damage from what I'd like to. I'm just gonna take a save, honestly. I don't like that. Some of these rooms are pretty tough, actually. So I'll be a lot happier once we get to the save point. It's halfway in. Oof, that was kind of gonna be safe there, honestly. Oh! Okay. I'll honestly take that delay anytime just to make sure I don't die. Oops. Thanks. Yeah, I'm in big focus mode right now just to make sure I don't die. Whoops. I'll get a bit of XP from these. Yeah, we are almost level up, so level up would very greatly help. Okay, I'm kind of scared of these rooms, to be honest. Oh my goodness me. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait. Mainly the turrets are the issue there, like the hoppers, jumpers, whatever. Not too much of an issue. Oh, you're firing straight down there, wow. I'm not used to that at all. Right, we want to get this XP. There we go, that's what I'm looking for. We are gonna give ourselves the duplicator, which is gonna basically give us a bit of cooldown reduction every time we get a critical hit. That's not going to be too tank, I don't think, is it? Maybe. It doesn't matter, to be honest. It's fine, we've got a save point here. Yeah, we're gonna give us these upgrades. So we are out of the immediate danger zone now, but this area is still difficult. It's very easy to die here still, so I'm gonna be thanks. I'm just gonna be careful here. The shield really helps with these enemies, as you saw there, like easy the shattering sound, kind of like shattering glass. We'll get the XP off this as well. Maybe we can get over 14 with the boss, which would be great. Possibly not though, but we'll see. Whoops. This room is hard to optimize because the problem is trying to aim for the things ahead of time auto locks onto the enemies, which is not kind of ideal. Oh goodness me. Yeah, as you saw, like I'm already like under half health just from like basically 2 hits, I think it is. So yeah, again, pretty dangerous. This should give us all a lot, these enemies here. Oh, thanks. Now what we don't want is for them to move towards each other. Ideally, yeah, that's... Getting rid of one of these will be very helpful, I think. Okay, good. Just going to spend a bit of time here. 1 hit is death here, so just keep that in mind. I'm going to spend a bit of time there. There we go. Phew. We're going to give ourselves more crit rate. Crit rate is pretty good. I'll just take the damage, it's fine. Here, give me the XP. Alright, got a few more rooms to go before we actually get to the end of this zone and fight my probably second favourite boss, honestly, just because of the actual way that it interacts with stuff. You'll understand in a moment here. It's a pretty cool boss, actually. This game does a lot of really interesting stuff, actually. Like, there's a lot of cool stuff in it. We're gonna upgrade attack. Need to save. Right, we've got Demon Blade coming up now. So this is going towards the depths, where Sector C is. And look, we've got this kind of mock 3D arena, where we're going to fight Demon Blade. It's Demon Blade? I think it's called Demon Blade. Yeah. I'm going to jump a bit, because I know we got the accidental upgrade that actually gives us a bit of crit rate for 2 seconds after we jump, so that is useful, to be sure. That's one that we did earlier that was accidental, so yeah, we're going to use that a bit. You kind of saw the massive litany of... Litany? I think that's the right word. You saw the massive litany of crits there. So yeah, it's pretty useful. Okay, this is going pretty well so far anyway. The health is pretty low. Yeah, it's kind of low. It's fine. Oh, I didn't... That's fine. Yeah, that kind of threw me off there. Missed a lot of the damage that I could have gotten there, unfortunately. I'm just going to take it a bit safe. Okay, probably one more cycle, maybe. Not quite. That's fine. Yeah, missing that one other cycle there just by getting hit and knocked back was not ideal at all. We should get it here though, for sure. There we go. Okay, that was Demon Blade. I also like to do this because it's the same pattern as the kind of light beams. But yeah, difficult boss casually actually until you learn the patterns. But honestly pretty cool. And the music in this is absolutely banging as well. The music in this, in general in this game, is honestly really good. They did a great job of it. Now we've got Jump Jet here, which is kind of an extension of a jetpack. Let's do this. It's pretty useful. You can only do that on the ground, but it does let you get to like higher places. As I mentioned right at the start of the game, there was that bit that we couldn't get to. The Jump Jet lets us get that, so that's pretty useful, yeah. Now we're going to go ahead and get some upgrades. We should have enough to do this, I think. Yeah, we'll get this. Not quite enough, that's fine. We will equip these anyway though. This is basically just giving us some extra kind of crit rate reduction. Oh, sorry, crit rate increase and cooldown reduction, yeah. On the kind of special weapon, on the frag grenade. We are still out of the kind of story right now, so we are actually able to skip cutscenes still as well. But that's still, this kind of area is still very dangerous. This is like the second final area, apart from the kind of very final area. But yeah, this place is dangerous. There's a lot of stuff that can easily kill you here, and indeed, I've died like several times here before in a row. Even when you kind of think you're safe, all it takes is really one thing. Gonna spend a bit of time there just to be safe. Yeah, I'm just gonna be a bit safer there just in case. Jump Jet really helps there though. But as you can see, like one hit did 25 damage there. So yeah, like we can only take 3 hits basically. The level up is nice. That'll give us yeah, static electricity. So static electricity is an interesting ability. Every time we kill an enemy, you notice that these kind of sparks fly out of it. This will do damage to some enemies around it and stuff. I'm also going to focus a bit here to avoid the rocks. But yeah, this can be very useful for some rooms, but there's a lot of enemies. It can also be very useful for some bosses as well. This is kind of the main reason that we get it, because it will do damage to other parts of the boss that we'll see coming up at some point. We can do this. We're going to get rid of this because we want the XP off him. This room, I need to focus. This room is actually pretty difficult. There's a lot going on here. It's going to be a bit safe. Now we should be fine. Good. Okay, that room went far better than expected. Like, there's a lot that can go very wrong very quickly there when you first go in. As you saw, there's a lot of enemies in a very small, kind of close space. But yeah, we're going to go into that form and just drop down here. You can see where we're going to go. Right, so we're going to use our jump jets to get through here as quickly as we can. Whoops. Right, we'll kill a few of you, I guess. Kind of missed the cycle there, which is fine. Gives us a bit more XP anyway, so that's good. We should get over 16 by the boss, I believe, which should be another skill point. No! Goodness me. I forgot you were there. Okay. Yeah, you don't want to go guns blazing into this room because that enemy's right in front of you, in front of the door, basically. So yeah, a bit dangerous, but we're good. I've got a big boy over here. Just as long as we manage a position effectively, we should be good. And we're going to intentionally avoid... Ooh, okay. Most of these enemies there. And there's a... Ooh, how did I not get hit there? Wow. Anyway, we've got a level up now, which is great. We're going to use that to get another shield, actually. And I've got 2 shields. So that means we can basically take 2 hits of projectile damage, should be clear, before we actually need to Well, take damage, I guess. Oh, we've got our boss now. Again, we're skipping a bunch of cutscenes here, which is really funny. Normally we'd have to skip through a lot of dialogue that would be happening, but no dialogue. You know, there's nobody else in this game, it's just us, right? Right, we're gonna be, this boss can easily spiral out of control, so we're gonna be very careful. No shield and I'm assuming it's pretty safe, to be honest. These big beams from the ceiling, the shield helps a lot with, but I'd like to have the shield, that'd be great. There we go. Yeah, the shield lets us actually have a good position with that, as you saw there. Just kind of stand underneath it and it works quite well. We want to deal with these balls as fast as we can, because if we don't, they will send like beams out from them when they explode. So yeah, it can be a bit dangerous to leave them, which is why we stay down there as long as we can, basically. I need my shield. There we go. I missed the cycle, that's not good. Well, we're getting here, it's fine. There we go. As you can see, there's a lot of damage to us. Okay, shield's good. We should be able to get this in one cycle, I think. There we go. Yeah, that was a pretty good fight, honestly. Especially that last phase was pretty good. We got that fairly quickly. Alright, we are going to go to the... Oh, yeah, let's actually go. Yeah, we're going to go to the second final actual area of the game. This is, I guess, the final main zone of the game before we actually get there. Yeah, let's get healing just in case. Great. But yeah, we actually get an ability here, which is great. We can fly now in that form. Oh, great, thanks. Thanks. We're gonna save. And we're gonna get some upgrades. Now we go this way, and this gap that we saw earlier when we came into Sector C, we're just gonna fly straight up here and just go straight in. Take immediate damage. Alright. Gonna focus a bit. I don't want to take... Let me speak that again. We're gonna focus a bit to not take damage here. Ideally. Oh my goodness. Yeah, trying to cover corners is actually... I mean, it should be easy, but I was gonna say it's actually kind of difficult for me. You can do a bit of optimization by like rapidly coming back out and in of kind of like bat form, like you just saw there. But it is dangerous because if you accidentally, oh goodness me, I'm gonna die. Let's maybe not die. That would be good. I've got one more room to go. Yeah, just okay. One more actually. Thank you. I don't think I've ever died in that section, so let's keep the record going, I guess. Warning, some events will be skipped if you go this way. Yeah, I know. It's fine. We know about sequence breaking, it's fine. That is... Okay, we want to avoid as much damage as we can, ideally. That would be... Okay. Okay. It's gonna be safe here, to be honest. Our shield really helps us here, actually, I'll be honest. I am almost level up, which is good. But I would like I'm actually just going to spend a bit of time farming. I would like to get my health back, ideally, first of all, before we do the next room. One more should suffice. Okay, there we go. Let's get Ricochet. That's going to mean that our bullets sometimes ricochet off enemies. As you can see right there, it's kind of bouncing off them a bit, which is very useful, actually. Gonna get the XP off this enemy though. Okay, good. Yeah, this is the main room, but it won't be a level up for. This room can be deadly if we're not careful here. So can this one, actually. There's a lot that can be deadly in this game, especially in this zone. Yeah, I'm just going to avoid that. Save point up here, I believe. Yeah, good. Alright, I don't have enough money. I'm just going to save up. This is one of the most dangerous parts of the game, like this segment right here. So I'm going to focus a bit here while we do it. There's a lot that can very easily go wrong here. This room especially is what I'll say. Especially trying to go this fast. Like, going through this room fast can be very dangerous. Yeah, I saw that happening a mile off. That's fine. Okay, not ideal damage there, but sure. We're still not out of the woods yet, by any means. This room again is quite dangerous. There are 2 enemies here. Actually, there's like 3, to be fair. Yeah, those 3 in particular are the kind of the most dangerous ones in this room. The 2 flying ones can fly through the floor. Oh, goodness me. Yeah, hi there. I call that a jump scare guy. He's... well, yeah, he moves fast, as you can see. Okay. Gonna be extra safe here just in case. We've got more to do. This is not the end of the yeah, like it's not the end of the zone yet. But we do have a level up, which is good. We are gonna give ourselves one more ricochet. Okay, good. These are the last few rooms that I kind of particularly difficult. This one is a bit tricky. We just want to avoid taking too much damage there. I think we've got a save point here. No, we don't. Yeah, this room is like almost like a trap. The door closes, so you like have to watch out for that. Level 1. Obviously, it's going to send the flying hexagon that we've seen a few times. This is, I think this is the last kind of main tricky room, basically. There's a lot of stuff that can easily go wrong in there. But yeah, then we've got the save point, and then we've got, I think it's called Colossus for the next boss, and this can be pretty tricky. So I'm going to focus a bit for this. Colossus is certainly a boss, that's for sure. It takes quite a while, it's kind of a slog. Gonna load up some damage there. Gonna fire 6 shots. Gonna keep our shield up as much as we can here, basically. It can be dangerous otherwise. Okay, just gonna wait a bit. Yeah, there we go. Sure, that works. That works. We try and clear the top of them first of all, because that really helps in terms of safety there, because we can get right past him over the top. Okay. Almost done. Come on, you can do it. Ah, not quite. That's fine though. We've got this now anyway. Yeah, there we go. That is phase 1. We've got another 2 of the same phase to go. Gonna be a bit careful here. Whoops. Just take it slowly, I guess. This boss, now bear in mind I've not been hit yet, I don't think, but this boss can do a massive amount of damage. Bear that in mind. Yeah, as you can see, we take basically 3 hits and we're dead. So you want to be very careful here, obviously, as you can imagine. Ah! Well, that's great. That's not good at all. But we are gonna just work our way around here. Make sure we're okay. Okay, phase 2. This fire doesn't actually hurt you, by the way. Just good to know. Try and get rid of the stuff at the top first if we can. Nah. No, we're too close. Yeah, we're too close. That would have killed us. No! Oh my goodness me. Yeah, that's what could go wrong there. That's, very dangerous. We were almost done as well. Well, time to go again. Yeah, this boss, again, needs to be very careful here. As you can see. Clearly. That was close, but it's fine. That's pretty good. Yeah. Oh. We're fine. Yep. We're okay. Yep. We're okay. We're fine. That should be phase 1 almost done now. It's like 2 pieces missing, but there we go. Sometimes you get behind him, which really does help, but unfortunately not right now, so just gonna take it nice and slow here, to be honest. Nah. Quick. Yeah, okay. Good. Whoops, well, that was... I mean, honestly, it was a good idea for me to do the grenade in the first place, but... yeah, we're fine. What was... Oh, there, okay. I was gonna say, like... Okay, you are right back. Yeah, that's good. So we've got time to get behind you. Nope, not good. I got a bit too greedy there. Just gonna wait a bit here. That was good. That was a good hit. One was done. Okay, and that is us done. I'm gonna just wait here to go out of the room. Yeah, dying on that boss, especially in the final phase, can be actually kind of rough. Thankfully, we managed to get it on the second try, which is fine. So, not particularly the worst that I've had. You can lose multiple minutes in this, which we did, but you can lose more time. We are also back on track with the story now, which is, for better or for worse. Like, we will get cutscenes again, but also we will get save points, which is also good. That's the wrong way. It's not correct. Alright, we're going to immediately go back to Sector A, and we're going to go ahead... this way, yep. And we're going to go ahead and make our way to the final zone now, via the cutscene. If that makes any sense. Actually, I want to upgrade first. Yeah. That gives us a bit more attack, which is good. Alright, big cutscene time here. Big set of cutscenes. We've got like 4 or 5. So now is a perfect time to watch the massive gun in the background just actually start firing at the alien portal. And in the meantime, now is a great time as well to give donations, announcements, incentives, that sort of thing, if you're interested in that kind of thing. Yeah, this is obviously a marathon submission run, so yeah, feel free to take that into account, obviously. There are a few chances and stuff. Also, we've got the captain's hat now, which is great. Notice he's got hair. I mean... yeah, he does have hair under that hat, as it turns out. It's not his head. But yeah, as you can probably guess, this is not the end of the game yet. Things don't quite go according to plan. I'm not going to spoil the story of this game too much, but yeah, as you can see, it's kind of hard to hide what happens here. Going to have a small alien portal kind of form here, and the captain's going to get swallowed up whole by it. And that is an Elder, which is one of the enemies we'll see in the final zone. So we'll see that in just a little bit here. Before that, we've got more cutscenes to go. Whoops. Okay, that was a weird jump. Alright. There's a lot of mashing in this game, which is part of why I like the kind of sequence breaking that disables the cutscenes, to be honest. It just kind of avoids some of the mashing, which is great. But yeah, we're gonna immediately upgrade. Are you kidding me? I want one enemy. Okay, so we're gonna teleport back up to this warp point that we actually mentioned before. This is, you recognize this. This is just after Marathon Man. But we're gonna use the mech again to actually make our way to the final zone of the game. And it's a fairly straight route again here. We're gonna, gonna make our way like pretty much at that angle here. Get a tiny bit of money. That didn't give me enough. Yeah, there we go. Got enough for a level up now, which is good. Adjust my direction a little bit. There we go. One screen to the right, and then immediately up is going to take us straight to the final area. I guess the alien fortress, or whatever you want to call it. I call it the final zone. But yeah, we've got 2 more screens to go, and then it is time for a banger of music. Absolutely. This music is great. Oh, it's gone. Oh, it's back. This is also kind of silly. We've got a save point. The characters are gone, but look, it's for ghosts. Alright, good. Getting the attack is important here. Gonna try and save our level up if we can here, because if we get hit, we'll probably use it. Oops. Thanks. This, I guess this match you might give us it, which is fine, I guess. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Nope. Okay. I mean, yeah, getting hit there is not good. Sure, I'm gonna get the nib tube. That gives us some grenades now and then from regular shots, which can be useful in some cases. Just gonna sneak past all these enemies. We will get this XP actually, this will be useful. A lot of it. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Does a lot of damage as you can see there. It's not good. You know what? I kind of want to farm some experience, to be honest. I don't really feel like dying, actually. Okay. That should be... Oh, okay, we're fine. The main thing we're worried about is just taking damage from shooting ourselves up like that into the air. And I'm actually going to take it slowly just in case. Yeah, there's a lot that could go wrong with this swim in particular, which is why we're taking it a bit safer than I might otherwise take it. That could have been extremely deadly, but thankfully we're fine. Okay. Gonna get rid of these shellies as well. Sorry, the flabby floatsome, as it's actually called. That's the scientific name. Oh my goodness, that would have killed me. That would have killed me. That. I'm gonna kill it a few times just in case. Yeah, I would like not to die at this point in the game. We've got a big mini boss in the next room, which is why, to be clear, you probably saw that. Okay, like one more should do. Yeah, there we go. That really helps. We're gonna get duplicated again. Yeah, that was really good fights actually. That room is dangerous because of the jellies. Trying to do it fast. Yeah, we'll get a defense. That's our halfway house done. Alright, so we've now got 2 paths to go down, left and right. And we're actually going to skip through a bunch of these rooms very quickly if we can. Not ideal damage there, but it's fine. We've got a mini boss at the end of each of these rooms, which is why we need to be a bit careful in terms of health. There we go. Gonna get a bit of money here. As you can see, that gave us quite a bit of money, like 10,000 money, which is good. I'm just gonna not risk that. That laser is kind of scary. So is that room, to be honest. There's a lot of XP to be gotten in this room, but we are gonna not really deal with it, to be honest. It can be dangerous. That nearly killed me, but that's fine. Having not full health is a bit scary here, to be honest. By which I mean having very little health is a bit scary. I'm just gonna... Alright. Where are you? Okay, good boss fight. That's very easy to deal with if you get the right position and get kind of lucky with it, you know, stopping in the right place. So yeah, that was our first mini boss out of the 2. We're going to use the vending machine, get a bit more health. I'd like to have full health actually, that'd be good. I'm going to go right. We're just going to farm all the enemies in this room to try and get a bit of XP because there are a lot of poppers and generally it's hard to go quickly. We also do want to get over 21 by the end of the game, ideally, so this does give us the excuse to do so, which is good. We've got the Squadron God here as well. This is the most tanky enemy I've ever seen in the game. And I think it is just a meme basically, but it is kind of funny how much health that thing has. It doesn't do anything else. Oh, I forgot that there was a vet. I didn't see him for a second, but we're fine. I'm going to fill this in here. Watch out for the turrets. Right, good. Getting that turret behind there is kind of difficult. Got another jump scare squid there. Yeah. We're not going to go that. We're not going to search that room. We're going to search this room actually. This one's a bit more tricky. Yeah, we're actually just going to get that now, I think. Alright, now we've got a second mini boss. This is certainly a thing, is all I'll say about this. This is certainly a mini boss. Yeah. Bear in mind, these still do a lot of damage, so we actually want to be somewhat careful here, by the way. Just bear that in mind. The grenade really helps to clean this up though, like, we ideally want to be getting them split as much as we can, first of all, and then be grenading the tiny ones. Like that, basically. It's quite effective. Yeah. Oh! Ah! Yeah, I got caught on my controls there for a second. Yeah, like, I would honestly say this is the most difficult thing to optimize in the game. I feel like it doesn't need explanation why not, you know, why that's the case. I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory. But yeah. Great. Good grenade. I believe that's us done. Yeah. Phew! Alright. That was honestly pretty good, I guess. Like, that seemed like it took quite a while, and honestly it did, but it takes a while. So yeah, we're not getting another level before the end of the game. But we are going to just try and get through here as fast as we can. Because we are almost at the last save point here. Yeah, we'll get another one of those. Alright, final boss is coming up just now, so wish me luck. It is again one of these big bosses that has multiple phases, multiple bits to hit, so it's going to be a case of just focusing a bit on this and not dying. I am going to focus to not take damage ideally, because there's a lot going on here. Oh, well that's... okay. I might just save it F. Yeah. I'm just going to save it F and try that again with full health. That didn't go too well, but I'd rather not get halfway into the fight and then, you know, have no health. Like, having shields up here constantly is pretty important, because there's a lot of projectile stuff that you want to avoid, ideally. Like, this thing, though, however, is a bit more dangerous. We definitely want to avoid this as much as we can. Just gonna go for the torso again. Well, that's fine. Not really the best time to do damage there, to be honest, but okay, sure. Oh, ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. That could have ended a lot worse, but I'm just gonna be a bit more careful there. Yeah, I was gonna say I needed my grenade there, and we managed to get it just in time before we got hit. Right, phase 1 is done. We've got another 2 of that to go, and then we've got the second part of the boss. I guess Act 2 of the boss. I can't really call it phase at that point. I kind of need a grenade, that'd be good. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. No! Yep, that's fine. Don't take damage, please, that'd be good. Good. Okay. Okay, quickly. Okay, good. Okay, getting A back is good there, actually. That's really good. Big laser time. That was a really good set damage there, actually. That was great, actually. Yep, that's okay. We need to get the leggies if we can. There we go. Leggies. Move away. Good. Okay, that is part 1 done. Now we've got the actual portal to go. Now, I can't see where I am right now, but there we go. Let's get a shield is good. Yeah, bat form! Okay. Woo, excuse me. Bat form really helps here, actually. Okay, be careful. Okay, first. Oh my goodness me. Just gentle, by which I mean be careful. Yeah, I want to avoid as much as I can here, to be honest. Again, 2 hits and I'm dead, so just be very careful here. Yeah, I feel like not. One hit there, that'd be good. Right, that's number 2 done. 1 more to go. Yeah. I'm not really risking that. I can't see what's happening here, but yeah, I knew that was coming, I think. Okay, we're almost done. In the final phase now. And time is coming up as soon as anyone possibly dies. And that's time! That is actually a PB, which is great. Because, yeah, I think I might have died in the first phase. Like, late into the first phase in my PB. So, yeah, that is actually a PB by almost a minute, which is great. Our sum of best is almost down to like 1 minute 18 as well, which is great as well. But yeah, that was 80% for Rolling Star. So there's a lot going on in this run, and it does get quite difficult at times, as you have seen. In particular, obviously I died kind of midway through the Colossus boss as well. The Colossus boss? No, that doesn't work. But yeah, all in all, it's a pretty fun run. There's a lot of tech obviously going on. There's a lot of movement stuff, especially with the combination of the jetpack and the thrusters. And obviously we are moving pretty fast the whole time through, and there's sequence breaks and everything. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the run. I honestly really enjoyed running this game. Casually speaking, if you try and take things kind of safely and slowly, there's kind of not too much interesting going on in terms of like challenge. It's fairly simple. The enemies have very predictable patterns and honestly don't really do that much. Sometimes, like, some of them do more than others, but there's a lot of enemies that just kind of move around without really anything else. But if you kind of treat this game like kind of trying to move through these rooms quickly, as you might do if you're, say, you know, a speedrunner, for example, it's honestly a really fun game to play. Like, I, being of a speedrunner mindset already, had a great blast just going through this game kind of casually and trying to find good ways of going through the rooms without dying, obviously. You can see there's a lot of rooms that do require kind of a bit of optimization, and there's obviously still more that needs to be optimized. There's a lot more in terms of like routing, leveling up, you know, when to level up, that kind of stuff. There's probably also some damage boosts that are worth doing that would save a bit of time, but you know, we're not there yet, so we're still kind of working our way towards kind of the optimal time for this game. I'm not even sure what the optimal time would look like, because there could be more routing you know, in the future that would actually save a lot more time. I don't know, there's a lot of stuff, I guess, to do with like space exploration in the game that could help. I don't know, there might be a way even to get to Sector C kind of early. I know there's a way to get to the very end of the game where we saw the radiation, you know, the final zone. There's a way to get there before you actually get the right item, but the problem is you die very quickly in there. But, and by that what I mean is you take radiation damage. But I do wonder if there's a way to actually somewhat mitigate that. I don't know, I'd have to see. It is interesting to me that it doesn't just outright kill you, but it does actually spend some time gradually killing you, because maybe there is a way to, you know, deal with that. Either way, I'm kind of rambling now about the game. I do enjoy this game though, so thank you for watching, and, you know, thank you for considering this for marathon. But hopefully I will hear from you again, or hopefully you will hear from me again either way. Thank you again, and goodbye everyone.